Hi everyone, I'm coming to you again from the dining room. I had a question about the warrior poses. Now I wanted to go through that. Normally in class when I'm cueing warrior hands, they're up like this, we're normally in a lunge. So let me tell you the difference between a lunge and a warrior pose. So a lunge, your back heel is lifted up. Your front knee is still bent, your knee's always over top of your ankle. You never want it to go forward farther than your toes. That's really bad. You always want to make sure that your knee is on top of your ankle. And sometimes that means scooting your front foot forward. But the key thing, the difference between lunge and warrior feet, lunge, your heel is lifted in the back. Now for warrior, you're gonna set that foot down and your foot's gonna be at like an angle for warrior one. There are 3 warrior poses. I'll take you through all 3 today. So warrior one, we have our front toes pointing forward. Front toes always are gonna point forward, knee over top of ankle, nice and bent. Now I've got my front heel, you want it in line with the arch of your back foot. And if you're looking at a clock, let's say your right foot's in front, your back foot is pointing to about 10 or 11 o'clock, okay? That leg is straight. You want to keep a micro bend in that back knee, and we're going to spin our hips towards our front knee, or pull our belly in, and then arms up, energy in those fingers, and then this is warrior one pose. Very good. So just take a moment and feel really strong right here. You're rooted down through your feet. You feel especially in your heel. Push into that front heel, all right? Because then you're going to feel this quad muscle light up right here. Then to go to warrior two, bring your hands to your heart, and you're just going to open your hips to this side. And your feet are going to move just a smidge because now your back toes are going to be pointing straight at 9 on the clock. Okay, front toes are still pointing at 12, back toes are pointing at 9, and that's if your right foot's in front and your left foot's in back. The numbers on the clock will change whenever we switch feet, and we'll go through the other side in a moment. Now, for your warrior two arms, you open them out long, and you look out over that front hand. Make sure you're still bending in that front knee, keeping that front knee over your ankle. And then just take a couple good breaths here. In fact, even shrug your shoulders up. And then exhale, roll them back and down. Very good. So now, warrior three, and this one's a really hard advanced pose. So I'm going to give you the pose, but I'm also going to give you a modification for that. So let's go ahead and twist back to our warrior one. So set your feet up for warrior one. And we're going to start with the modification for warrior three. Bring your hands to your heart again. And then it's going to be like we do in class when we get our little bounce. And you're going to lift off and fly. Now this is the modification. You want to keep those hips squared to the ground. Flex that back foot. All right, let your toes point straight to the ground. Front toes are still pointing at 12 on the clock. Hands at heart. Now this is the modification for warrior three. And it's important, look straight down your nose to the ground. You want to keep the back of your neck really long and straight. Now the real warrior three, and if you have any pinching in your low back, I want you to bring your hands back to your heart. But warrior three typically looks like this. You reach your arms long in front. You keep looking down your nose, and you're on one big line from the tips of your fingers down to the bottom of that lifted foot. Good, bring it on back up. Big inhale in, and then exhale, throw those arms down. Good, let's try that again on the other side. So this time, the left foot's gonna stay in the front, and then your right foot is going to step back. And we're gonna start in our lunge. Set up in that lunge, that back heel is lifted, front knee is still over your ankle, front toes are pointing to 12 o'clock. Now set that back foot down, that back heel down, and your toes are going to point to about 1 or 2 on the clock. All right? Take those hips, spin them forward towards your front knee. Make sure you're staying nice and bent in that knee, right over top of your ankle. And inhale those hands up for warrior one. Good. Bring hands to your heart. And if you're going to open up to this side, and I apologize for my back being to the camera here, but you get the general idea. Front knee is still over your ankle. back foot. Now those toes are pointing at 3 on the clock. Your heel is in line with the arch of your foot, and arms go long in front. Look out over your front hand, and your front hand is always where your bent knee is. Good. And then we're going to come back to our Warrior One. All right, come back to that Warrior One. Bring your hands to heart center. Get that little bounce going. And then take off and fly for your Warrior Three. Remember, square those hips towards the ground. Toes flexed in the back, pointing towards the ground. Hands are at your heart to start. And then look down your nose at the floor. And when you're ready, and as long as your back is saying it's okay, reach those arms long in front of you for Warrior Three. All right, bring it on back to mountain pose. Big inhale in. Exhale, throw those hands down. And enjoy playing with those poses at home.